Heather Kira here with another Dust Bunny challenge. So if you are new to the channel or you haven't seen one of these videos yet, this is a challenge that me and my friend Natalie do every month. And it's called the Dust Bunny Challenge because we take something from our stash, we dust it off, and we use it on a layout. So we've been doing 6x6 paper pads, or I guess this is a 6x8 paper pad. But I have used a digital collection in a past video, and there's always room for us to use different supplies. But today I am using a 6x8 paper pad for my stash. This is a Jen Hadfield collection. I believe it came out, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago. Anyways, I picked it because the photo I'm scrapbooking is a picture of me holding my vaccine sticker saying I got my vaccine, and it's like a navy and teal colors on it. So I liked that this had navy in it. There was also some teal in the paper pad, but I ended up going with this like purpley color, purpley magenta-y color. And I liked those colors together. And I also pulled out this black and white plaid, but I don't end up using that one. So the first thing I did was I ripped off the top and bottom of my white background paper, and then I backed it with the blue, the navy from the from this paper pad. And that's what I'm doing now. Anyways. Get out of my voiceover. And then I took the purple paper and I just cut that down to 4x3, and then that's what I'm backing my photo with. I already pulled some stuff for my stash, some ephemera and things. I also had the sticker that I saved that I'm going to be using here. I tried to find a place to put it on the actual like photo page, but it just wasn't really working. Like, it just felt repetitive, I guess, since I have a picture of the sticker and then I have the sticker, and yeah. Anyways, so I decided that I was going to do like a little tag insert in this layout instead. So I've got that kind of set off to the side, and I will fiddle with that in a bit. So now I'm just kind of working on embellishing my page. Like I said, I pulled some different elements from my stash. These acrylic pieces, I believe these are color cast designs, but sometimes Citrus Twist had acrylics too, so I could be wrong. But if you're if you're looking for acrylics, I definitely recommend Color Cast Designs. I was on their design team for a little bit, and they have amazing products. And then one of the flare button, I believe, is from my friend Becky. She has a shop on Etsy. It's called Ruth and Dottie, and she does flares. You can either get the flat back ones that are great for scrapbooking, but she also has like the buttons or magnets and stuff. So I will link her shop below if you're interested. And then the rest is just random stuff from my stash. All of my ephemera is sorted by colors. So if I have a color scheme in mind, I just go and grab like the blue bin and the green bin and the purple bin and whatever, and just kind of rifle through it and see if I can find stuff that will work. So I decided that since I had this purple piece, that I felt like it needed more of that purple paper, so I just tore off a couple little scraps and just tucked it in front of the blue paper. And now I'm going to start adhering everything down. I kind of liked how I had everything placed, so I'm just going to start adhering everything down now. So this layout, as you can see, it is about me getting my COVID-19 vaccine, but it's mostly about the weird side effect that I had getting the vaccine. So I know a lot of people, you're obviously going to like experience like a sore arm. I was pretty tired after my vaccines. This is after my second vaccine. I've had both now. But there was, all those side effects. My husband, he got his vaccine first, so after his second one, he got really sick the next day, like flu-like symptoms, which I also experienced after the second shot. But this is about this, like, weird side effect I had. So, after I got the first vaccine, Probably like a day or two later, my eye started itching. My left eye, it started itching. And so I was like rubbing it, whatever. And then it kind of started feeling like it was swollen. So I went and looked in the mirror, and sure enough, my eye was really swollen. And I was like, what the heck? And I just assumed it was like allergies. We've had really bad like molds and pollens here in San Antonio. So I was like, man, am I just like developing allergies? I've never really had allergies before. It's never really been an issue. But I was like, maybe that's what it is. So I took a Benadryl, went to bed, and then the next day around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my eye started itching again. And then it started swelling again. So I had to take another Benadryl. And then the next day, the same thing happened. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? So Chris went and got me like some like 24-hour antihistamine. And, I was taking that basically every day because I knew that this was going to it was going to happen. I was going to get this like swollen eye every day. And so, then, it kind of like started lessening. Like it was like every other day I was taking the antihistamine, and, it wasn't that big of a deal anymore. And then by the time that I went to get my second vaccine, I was doing it probably every other day was probably how often I was having to take the antihistamine. And at this point, I was not thinking it had anything to do with the vaccine. I honestly just thought it was like seasonal allergies. So then I went to get my second vaccine. I got my vaccine at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I went home, and I just had planned on resting for the rest of the day because I knew that kind of knocked out my husband for the day. So I was like, I just planned on going home and resting. So I was like on the couch, scrolling on my phone, and my eye started like feeling kind of weird again. It wasn't necessarily itchy this time, but I could feel it swelling. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? And so I went and looked in the mirror, and it was swelling so much that it looked like there was like a sack of water like on top of my eyeball. It was the craziest thing. And I was freaking out at this point because I was like, what is going on? And it ended up getting so swollen that my entire eye was like closed. Like I couldn't even open my eye without physically pulling the eyelids apart. So I scheduled an appointment with the eye doctor, like an emergency appointment. It was like scheduled for like 2 o'clock that afternoon, but I took some Benadryl because that had been working for me in the past. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a scratch on my eye or some sort of infection or something like that. And then me and my husband started talking about it, like what is going, like what could be causing this? And then we started thinking about the timeline of it. And I was like, he was like, do you think it's the vaccine? And I was like, that would make sense if that, because it fits like the timeline and the fact that it had swollen up more than it ever had in the past after I got my second vaccine. So I went to the doctor, I asked her, and she's like, there's not really any way to know if it is that, like if that's the cause of it, but let's rule everything else out first before we can really say that that's what it was. And so she ruled out everything else. There was nothing else wrong with my eye. There was no infection. There was no scratch. There was nothing that she could see that was wrong with my eye. My vision was fine. Like there was nothing else going on. So she like sent me with a prescription, but then the pharmacy couldn't fill it. So they had to like call in a different prescription. But then by the time that my prescription was filled, my eye was fine. And I haven't had an issue with it ever since. So 100% it was caused by the vaccine because there was nothing else that had changed in that 3-week period. And so, yeah, that's what this layout's about. So I hope you guys like this. I know I was a little chatty talking about my weird vaccine reaction. And I hope it doesn't scare any of you off from getting your vaccine. You should go get vaccinated. I will still be getting a booster shot when my time comes to get the booster. But I'll be taking a Benadryl beforehand because I don't want that happening again. All right, I'll link Natalie's channel below, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.